think, Chef Jeff Brown? Happy wife, happy life?
Absolutely.
And the way to a man's heart is through his stomach?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Well, we're cooking up some of your mama's favorites.
You got to figure it out.
I know, right?
You got it all figured out.
I know.
You're so smart.
It's so those sayings are around for a reason.
That's right.
And we've got some stuff that your mama was making that made you happy. That's
absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
Growing up, this was a Brown house staple. Beans and cornbread. This is something that was a weekly thing. My mom and dad's favorite meal: pinto beans and a nice big pan of skillet cornbread and a plate of a garden plate. And I just like to share it with everybody.
Well, that sounds like some good comfort food. You know, we've got Cotton Southern Bistro in the kitchen. You don't want to go away as we get to cooking.
That's right.
We're back now in the kitchen with Chef Jeff Brown from Cotton Southern Bistro. And you know what? He's making his mama's favorites, skillet cornbread and pinto beans. Now, just how good and comforting does that sound? And I was asking you, like, the backstory. How did this come to be a staple in the Brown family household? Yeah,
this is just, the story is this was all my mother would eat when she was a baby. And the doctor's like, well, that's all she's going to eat. Well, then just let her eat it. So that's what my grandmother would make for her. My grandma Early Hurley, that was her name.
And then your mom continued on, fed it to you,
Yeager, West Virginia. Yep. Yep.
All right, so we're going to start out with the beans.
Right, we got beans, and there's tons of songs for them. We all know them as kids, but there's two ways to make them, to do them proper. And believe it or not, beans are actually kind of difficult to make if you don't do them right, because you'll get them tough or tender or split. You can do an overnight soak, soak them for at least 8 hours, or you can do a quick cook. And what you do is you cover them with water, about 3 or 4 cups. To 60 ounces, 1 pound, and you bring them to a boil for about 2 minutes, and then cover them, pull them away from the heat, and let them set for an hour.
Okay.
Okay. Then we need to drain. You got to drain this water off. So we're just going to go to the sink real quick.
Okay.
And I was
going to drain the beans.
Yep,
so how do you know, like, when the beans are ready? Is it just through timing, or just like a certain?
They're just tender.
Just tender.
Right.
Okay.
So we're going to drain those off in a colander, and we're going to fill them back up with water, and just about 4 or 5 cups or so. Okay.
Cold water.
Cold water, yep, cold water, hot water, doesn't matter. That's an old wives' tale that cold water boils faster. That's ridiculous.
Cold water boils faster.
That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
All right, so we did that.
So we got this going, and we're going to add, the biggest flavor that you're going to have is your meat. So what we have is we use ham hocks at Cotton. That's what we like. This is, we smoke them here. This is the top end of the ham. So we're just going to pop that right on in there. And just let it go.
And bring that to another boil then?
You're going to just let it simmer. And you're going to let it go for about 45 minutes or so. What you do not want to do is you do not want to add salt to this. If you add salt to your beans before they're tender, they will not get tender. They will remain hard, and you just don't want to do it.
Who knew?
You can't. I did. And
yeah,
now
you
know.
You're sharing
no
that
one's
tip
half the battle.
Do not add that salt until the beans are ready.
Right, right. So, but you can add your other flavorings. You can add a fresh onion. I got a little bit of onion powder because I don't like chunky stuff. Right. That's my next tattoo. I'm going to get a teaspoon and a tablespoon ring inside my hand there, so I can get
that would probably hurt the palm of your hand. It's all relative, I guess.
Beauty hurts, right?
Right.
So I got a little bit of garlic in there, right? So we're going to let that go. So we got granulated garlic, granulated onion, and we're just going to let that go, and we're just going to cover it.
Cover it.
So we're going to let that go for about 45 minutes until they're nice and tender. I've got some product over here that's already done.
All right.
Of course,
Voila.
not seasoned.
Okay, but now it's okay to add the salt?
You can add salt now. Now remember, you can always add to, but you can't take away. So you always want to taste as you're going.
You don't want to be too heavy-handed.
That's right. So you
got
got that, and then every chef's best friend, ham base. They sell this in the stores. Smell that?
What section?
Nice.
What section do you find the ham base?
In like the soup section. It's just it's a soup base. They have chicken base, beef base, ham base.
I've never
now this has got a high salt content, so you need to be careful with this. And a little goes a long way, but you just stir that in. In culinary school, my sauces were always a little bit better than yours.
Are you putting it in for the flavor?
For flavoring, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Now this is going to mix in with great with your ham hock and everything. This is just really, really good stuff. Now as this sets off, okay, on the side burner, it's going to thicken up. Your stock's going to get nice and thick. Your beans are going to break down, and it's going to look like that traditional pot of beans. When we come back and we add our cornbread to it on the next segment, this is going to be like the dream dish.
All right, so we're doing cornbread next segment, and you were saying that this could actually be the meal. Maybe you want to add some greens or some veggies or something on the side.
Beans and greens are great, but this is a good meal. This is a great meal all in itself. beans and cornbread, some collards, some kale, maybe some barbecue top with that. Nice way to go.
That doesn't sound bad at all.
Absolutely.
And you know, to me, beans, cornbread, kid friendly. I like that.
Absolutely. And you can sing songs about it.
Oh, yes.
Email me, I'll tell you what they are.
All right. So we're going to get back. Maybe we'll do some singing in the next segment, but we'll definitely get to that
Maybe
cornbread. We're back now in the kitchen with Chef Jeff Brown from Cotton Southern Bistro, and he's making his mama's favorites, skillet cornbread and pinto beans. We were working on the pinto beans last segment. Now we're getting to the cornbread, which when you said you were making cornbread, I was like, I'm there. It's been one of my favorite things.
My mother was very particular about her cornbread.
People are very
Yes,
particular
there's
about it.
yellow cornmeal, there's white cornmeal, there's self-rising. You could add your own rising agents.
So where does your mama's cornbread fall in that?
She likes
scale?
white cornmeal.
Okay.
Yellow cornmeal was too sweet for her.
And it's in the skillet.
She didn't like cake bread, but she liked a little bit of sugar.
All right.
She was a very unique individual.
All right, well, I'm sure it's delicious.
That's right.
Where do we get started?
Okay, we're going to start. We got 1 egg in here, and if you just want to, you got to beat that up.
Beat it up.
Okay, beat it. All right, there we go. And then to that, we're going to add 2 cups of white self-rising cornmeal. Now, you can just do, you can add.
Keep beating it while you add it
Yep,
in?
you do that, okay? And I'll give you 2 cups here.
Okay.
And just,
Teamwork.
even cups, that's right. So we're going to put that in there. Boom. And then we're going to give this, yeah, that's nice.
So the white cornmeal. So what's the difference? Is the difference in taste with the cornmeals?
Well, it's what kind of corn it's made from. You have a white corn and a yellow
true.
corn. So, and one's just a little bit sweeter than the other. Buttermilk, or you could use milk. If you use regular milk, you're going to want to add an extra 1/4 cup. Okay, so now we got 1.5 cups. So we're going to add 1, 2,
and a half.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Oh, I gotcha, because that was a half cup.
Gotcha. All right, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to add
Keep mixing.
1 tablespoon of sugar,
A tablespoon of sugar.
and then we're going to add a tablespoon of oil. We've already have 1 tablespoon of oil in our pan, which is in the oven right now, getting hot, which we're not going to touch, right?
Right. Very hot.
can't touch
Very
this.
hot. I have to be reminded.
Oven is preheated to
We don't want anyone
450
burnt.
degrees. This is what makes this cornbread
So is this going to cook up pretty fast?
amazing.
Because you've got
It's about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. All right.
About 20 minutes. Okay, you got it mixed
that
up
good?
nice and good?
I mean, it's still got a little more.
Okay.
A little
All
more
right.
vigor in my.
Now, the difference between this is, I'm going to pull your fork out there. Okay. Okay. What this does is this crisps up the bottom of the bread. It has a nice crispy, you can hear that?
Yes. I love having that crispy outside, and then when you bite
Yes.
into it, has all that
That's the good stuff.
good.
And what you'll do is, you just kind of,
Kind of flatten it.
you people at home, I
Fill
hope,
it
you,
in.
I hope you can see that. Yeah,
Yep.
you'll get
yep,
that.
You're getting a good view.
And then we're going to give it this. Be careful. Just give
It
it a
is
pop.
hot.
Just give it a pop real quick, just to have it settle. Oven's at 450. You're going to let that go for about
20 minutes, you
About
said?
20 minutes. Okay. Just checking it. Ovens vary and all that good stuff.
Right.
Well, of course, I've got my magic.
Voila, here we go. And there it is.
Now, here's where the fun starts. It just pops right on out because your cast iron skillet is nice and seasoned. Okay. Now,
And how are our beans doing?
our beans are amazing. Our beans look good.
Oh, yeah.
Our beans look really good. You want to cut us a nice hunk of
do you want
cornbread
me-
there?
Okay, how do you want me to cut it?
You
Like
can cut it
this?
however you like to. You get it however you want, and I'm gonna get in here
Give you a nice
once
chunk.
I find me what I'm looking for, and I'm gonna get some beans out. Okay,
Okay, and I've got my slice of cornbread.
okay. Now you're gonna take that slice of cornbread, and you're just gonna put it right on top of there.
Oops,
You're fine.
fell.
Look at that.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
That's a Peggy Brown special. Now I'm gonna show y'all something at home. Susan's in the control room right now going, what's he doing? What's he doing? This is a Lloyd Brown special.
Okay, so you're
This
gonna
is a Missouri.
crumble up
This is
some
a
cornbread.
Missouri dessert.
Oh, yeah, this
Crumble
is different.
cornbread with buttermilk.
This is like a surprise. We didn't know you were doing this.
This is good stuff. People at home are going, what's he doing? What's he doing?
Crumbled cornbread, some buttermilk.
But there is people at home that are also going, he knows what he's doing. That right there is good stuff, according to
You
my
drink
dad.
it, you
I
eat it
don't
like
know.
a dessert? Is it a just?
I won't touch it. That right there is supposedly a slice of heaven. Dad, that's for you.
Oh, that's
Okay?
really nice. All right,
And
so we
Mama, that's for you. I love you. I love you very much.
Yes. Tribute to his mama.
Yes.
How are things going over at the bistro? You got the Hilltop location, you got the Chesapeake location.
Things
you
are
going back and
going
forth between both?
wonderful right now. Chesapeake is just wonderful, and we're going into our we're in our third year. We're going 3.5 years. Community out there is great.
Right.
We can't wait for Food Fest. We've been out there now for a couple years. We used to do about 10,000 fried pickles out there for the community.
Fried pickles.
And that's a wonderful time. Hilltop is going great. Virginia Beach is another wonderful community. We're looking forward to just,
keeping that going.
yeah, just having
Building
a good
on
time.
that.
Yeah, we're just having a blast.
All right, well, if you want to try some of the pinto beans, some of his cornbread, you've got to go visit Cotton Southern Bistro in Chesapeake at 648 Grassfield Parkway, number 12. You can call them at 609-3156, online at cottonsouthernbistro.com. And don't forget, they're also in Virginia Beach at Hilltop West Shopping Center. 961-6474 is the number over there. As always, thank you for being here, Chef Jeff Brown.
Thank you so much.